Welcome to the Grit Podcast.
Welcome to the Grit Podcast, the podcast that motivates and encourages you to become the real man you're destined to be. Broadcasting live in the rugged Northwest, just east of the trailblazing city of Portland. So let's get locked and loaded, because it's time to get gritty with it. Here's your host and lead grit man, Jamie Worley.
We ready?
Yeah, I'm. Whenever you are, you tell me. You like where everything's at.
What are we going to talk about today?
Oh, I think we should talk about some drive.
Drive.
What men and drive.
The drive-through?
The drive men should have.
The drive that men should have.
The-
Yeah,
or
that
the,
I think.
the drive-through. Is that
Yeah.
what you said?
I think that's a pretty good subject.
The drive.
The drive-through is a look.
Drive-through is a train wreck.
Anybody who's ever had a conversation with me has probably heard about the drive-through.
No, I haven't.
I hate. I don't use the word hate very often. We've talked about this. Hate is a word that should be used appropriately, right?
Correct.
It's not something that should be banned. You should be able to.
Utilize it
Yeah, you should be able to utilize it constructively
in the right place,
in the right place
to the right people,
to the right people.
or
Now-
to the right things.
Now, I'm glad you brought
Like-
that up. Yeah,
A drive-through.
like a drive-through. Okay, so this is not directed at the people in the drive-through. However, they play an integral part of my apathy for the drive-through. An integral part. What is your worst experience in a drive-through? Let me just ask you that first, since we're talking about drive. And by the way, this is not at all what we're going to be talking about today. The word drive just triggered, not us, probably me, into just one of my pet peeves. Maybe you share it. If you do, comment below. Love to hear your experience of the wonderful drive-through experiences you've probably had in life. What is your worst experience in the drive-through? Or one of them?
Worst experiences in
Yeah.
drive-through.
They can't be all good, Josh.
Well, I try not using them too often. I mean, if you're going through a drive-through, you're going to get fast food, and that ain't good for you.
No, it's not good for you. But and you're not really fat.
try not to be. You got to
No,
work
you're-
on it. That's work.
You're
gotta have,
actually look like you're a pretty fit guy.
not like I need to be.
Well, none of us over 40.
Well, but see, that's the thing.
Now, there's some
This
guys
is a
that-
whole nother conversation.
I know. Yeah,
This
we
could
just
go
split
into
off,
something very, very much not what we would. Oh,
People right now are wondering
Squirrel.
what's so funny about this. Oh, just forget it. We're not talking about it.
it goes into a whole nother.
It does. It goes.
That'll be another day.
It's a whole nother day. Oh, I did eat fast food today, and I did have a mobile order experience that it wasn't bad. And the mobile order, I've only done it once. I was in a pinch, had to get something
What's
to
a
eat.
mobile order?
You don't even know what a mobile order is?
Mobile order. What are
Where
you
have
talking
you
about?
been? You do live on a
What is a
mountain
mobile
somewhere.
order? Are you talking about like Grubhub or something like that?
Tell our audience where you live, Mr. Deliverance. Where do you live?
Deliverance.
You live in a place where they speak banjo.
They do not.
They
Or
do.
I have not met anybody in Oregon that has banjo.
They speak banjo where you live.
They
Just
do
admit
not.
it.
I live a ways out. I definitely live a long ways out. I live in the middle
Yeah.
of nowhere. It's beautiful though. I love it.
Yeah, it is beautiful out there.
It's peaceful.
Yeah.
Can you hear things? Yeah, you hear planes fly over. You hear
Yeah.
cars off in the way distance. Very rarely.
Okay, I do have a question about your
Gunfire.
about your boondocks. Gunfire doesn't bother me.
No,
I grew up in Georgia.
unless it's coming through your
Oklahoma.
yard. I've experienced that.
Yeah, you have. You ran down the driveway and
I
had
got
to
him.
take care of
I
some
got him.
business.
I got him.
You got to him before your wife got to him. She gets to him first.
She was
right?
busy with our friends.
Oh,
It was my son who ran down there with me.
oh, okay.
We got to him though.
Your son's a piece of work. Well, we could
Oh,
just
dude.
branch off and
He
split
is-
off all these conversations.
We can create a whole bunch. Let's stay on track.
Let's not talk about him.
Eating at a fast food restaurant, going
Yeah.
through the drive-through. My worst experience. Worst experience. I had a lady yell at me one time,
What?
but I was young. I wasn't nice.
You're
When I was
probably-
very young, I wasn't nice.
You're probably acting up.
And I didn't do great things when I was young. Late at night, out doing things you probably shouldn't be doing at young ages. Out late at
I
night,
have no idea what you're talking about.
and I was trying to pick up on chicks that worked at the
Yeah?
place we were trying to eat.
Yeah. Was this in downtown Portland?
No, I was in Gresham actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Late at night.
You know, I kind of pegged you for a downtown Gresham kind of guy.
I didn't like getting very far from home. I
meant a downtown Portland kind of guy.
Oh,
are you a downtown Portland kind of
No,
guy?
I don't do well. Not now, for sure.
Well, they did the naked bike ride. Have you ever partaken in the fruit?
Never gotten involved in that. Only thing I've partaken in downtown Portland is I went and ran in the Shamrock Run one time. Other than that, I don't go in downtown Portland to do things.
Yeah.
I thought there used to be fun things to do down there.
What's left of it?
I have no idea. I don't go down often enough.
I don't know.
Or if I and at all.
Yeah. So you don't have a lot of experience with bad experiences in drive-thrus.
No. No, I don't.
I literally, this is no exaggeration, 9 out of 10 times I order from the drive-thru and I go through, there's something missing or I have the wrong food. Now, some people may say, you don't know how hard it is to have all those tickets come in. Here's what I know. I worked at Wendy's when I was a kid.
Okay.
I would manage the Sherry's restaurant in Bend, Oregon for a little while. Yeah, I do know how difficult it is. When it says on a piece of paper, 1 cheeseburger, no pickles, in all caps it says no pickles, and you get that ticket and you're putting together the cheeseburger, the instructions are do not put those frickin' pickles on there, and they put the pickles on there. Now, I don't know if people who are hired can't read. I don't know if they don't understand what a pickle is. Don't know. I don't know how that can be confusing. The paper says no pickles. You put pickles on it. I don't know where the disconnect is. I just don't. Maybe you can help me.
Honestly, I don't feel bad for you.
What?
No.
You were so cold-hearted. Why? We're friends, right?
I hope we're friends. I
do too. I'm beginning to question this.
I would think we're friends, but at the same time, you order something that not there. You listen. It's process, right? Put the meat on, put the cheese on, put the pickles on, slap the thing together, stick it in the bag. Okay,
very simple.
Then you have that one individual who wants to go, I don't want any pickles on there.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
that's not the process. The process is meat, cheese, pickles, sandwich, done, out the door. And you want to complicate things. I've been with people like you that go through it.
I am a paying customer. You did construction, right? They say, I don't want that wall there. What do? Do you put the wall there?
We're talking about burgers and walls.
We're talking about a process. It's a process. The customer demands certain things. You build it.
Listen.
Yes or no?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yes.
Conversation over. You have just seen the sum of our friendship. He does this to me all the time.
Pure honesty.
You do this to me all the time.
Honesty.
Yeah, you do this to me all the time. Like when I put that meme up yesterday, it said the kid doesn't want to do his chores. You had something. You need a strong hand in your house. I'm like, they do their chores. They just don't want to. You don't. There's no kids who want to do their chores. Did you not read the whole
comment that I made?
I did. It was good.
But this is the thing.
I've heard your kids actually say that.
Exactly. I have them trained. You want to talk about
what did she say? Your daughter. Do the things you
need to do before the things you want to do.
You really think that's a good thing to teach kids?
You're doggone right. I want to be able to have children that contribute to the society. I'm not raising somebody who's going to sit there and go, poor me, I want to do it. I didn't ask you if you wanted to. I told you what to do.
My point is no kids want to do chores. They don't want to do those things, but they can feel that way. I don't care how they feel. Get it done. That's life.
If I see that.
If they don't learn that at home, the world's not going to be easy on them. They got to learn that at home first.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see complaining.
No. I don't want to see complaining.
Then, we dust off the strong hand.
Oh.
It's tune somebody up. Well, I didn't ask you.
I
don't want to see
I'm
you
afraid to talk about what a strong hand is in your home.
Not this one. We're talking like this one.
That's terrible. What were we going to talk about today? Drive, right? We ended up with a drive-through. We ended up a drive up to your house where they speak banjo. We ended up in the drive-through at McDonald's. So I think one of the things we wanted to really focus on today, and we talked about this, was what drives a man, and is it good, or is it bad, what drives a man, and what is the secret of why men do what they do? I think it really comes down to, what is a man driven to do? And why is he driven to do that particular thing? It's kind of a deep subject to get into, but I think it's necessary for us as men to take a look at, because we don't always do the right thing. Beyond popular belief, we don't. We're not perfect. I know you ladies think we're perfect, but we're not. We don't always do the right thing, but why? What is it that we're driving for? And there's one thing that I've been thinking about this. What is it that drives a man? If there was just one, remember City Slickers? One thing. Yep. Curly, right?
Yep.
What is the one thing? If we could pick one thing that drives men, what is it? And I would argue that I think it is respect. We are driven to earn respect. We demand respect, and it's also the one thing that if a man does not have in his home, in his society, if he does not have respect, but he has a level of disrespect, that is going to lead a man to sadness, depression, inabilities, low self-esteem, and he may even snap. I can't think of anything more important to a man than having respect. You can be poor, but if your wife respects you, you're good. Your children respect you, it's good. I heard someone say today on a podcast, they said, my wife and children, and this is sad, he said, my wife and children would rather see me die on a white horse than to just fall off of one. And I don't know if that's true. They would rather see him die valiantly than to see him fall down and in some sort of shame or failure and disrespect him, is what I gathered from. I don't know exactly what that means, but that people would rather see a man die than a man fail and be ashamed. I don't know if that's true or not.
That couldn't be a not such a bad thing either, because that shows that he's driving.
That's what I was
for
thinking.
Something.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like, she doesn't want him to just like fall off and, oh, pity me.
Right.
She wants to see him going full bore.
Yeah.
All in.
Well, I think that's a good thing.
I agree.
Because I think with men, when we die, if you're a hardcore dude, you want to die honorably.
Amen.
I'd rather die in battle than to run away from the battle and live another 20 years with my kids and grandkids. Now, that to some of you guys out there, you're going to be like, that's crazy. I'd rather live another 20 years with my kids and grandkids. That's because we're 1%ers. And now, while that's wise, okay, I can live and I can be around. Some guys just aren't wired that way. I'll die protecting my family instead of tucking my tail and running. And maybe that's pride. Maybe that's the stupid decision. I don't know. What do you think? Is that stupid?
I wouldn't say it's stupid.
Maybe it depends on the situation, but
drive comes in so many forms.
This is so complicated.
It's not. Yes, it's the one thing. Respect is your one thing, and I don't disagree with you. And that is what drives people. But there's so many aspects to it, I believe.
Yeah. What do you mean?
That come into it. You have to respect yourself. Now we're getting away from drive and going to respect. You did this.
Well, but I think respect is what drives us.
Okay.
I think that's like the fuel.
All right.
What do you get up in the morning every day for? Why?
Well, I have goals in life.
Yeah. Why?
For me and my family. Why?
Yeah.
Because I have drive.
Yeah.
Because I can't just lay there. I wasn't born to just lay there.
If you knew that all your hard work would result in the disrespect in your own home and in your community, would you, why would you work so hard anymore? Maybe out of just dignity, right? But
getting respect from your family, meaning your wife, your kids,
yeah,
is a big thing, I believe.
It is.
And I've watched people, wives don't have respect for their husband. And the husband feels it over a period of time. And I see them not drive to be better because they're not getting any respect at home. And they don't know how to set boundaries and create that level of like, hey, you're not going to disrespect me like that. I see women, women say things to their husbands in front of the kids. It's one of the things that drives me nuts. When I see people do that, I'm like, oh, stop. First of all, don't ever do that. Those kids need to respect that dad,
right?
That man,
for
who he is. That other spouse, even wives included. You should. If my kids disrespect my wife, my kids. Okay, my house is a little different than most.
Yeah,
my kids disrespect my wife. I'll end you.
Yeah,
my wife's the most important thing in the world to me,
next
to my kids, and I'll tell you, do not disrespect her.
Yeah. It goes, and like you said, it goes both ways. But, when men are not respected, they stop. Not every man's wired this way, but I think most of them are, that when they begin to feel disrespected at home, and home is the key, really. My coworkers can disrespect me. I don't care. I'm going to do what I do. But man, when I get home, if my wife is disappointed in me, if she's ashamed of me, or I've done something to hurt the family name, or whatever the case may be, if my wife disrespects me, man, it just crushes me. It takes my strength. It takes my hope. It takes my motivation. It takes my drive. If the one person who's supposed to love me the most doesn't respect me, hell, I have no hope.
Yep.
I got no hope of anybody else respecting me. And if they do, it doesn't really matter, because the one person that matters the most doesn't. The one person who knows me better than anybody doesn't. I can't imagine that. We're so blessed to have amazing wives.
Can't disagree with that.
But there's a lot of guys listening right now that they're feeling a level of disrespect at home. And what's the answer to that? I mean, because that self-respect, I guarantee you, if it were in place in their home and the man felt respected at home, he would work differently. He would live differently. He would feel differently. A lot of things would change.
I see a lot of men that don't do their part at home to deserve some respect sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
We all think we all go to work every day. We work hard, do our stuff, whatever it is. And if you just come home and aren't doing yourself, I am not the most fit person in the world. Do I try to take care of myself? Yes. Have I, gone back and forth with this as I age? Yes. Do I need to do a better job? Every day. But I try to emulate what I expect my children to do, which will demand that respect. Like, hey, I'm not letting myself go completely.
Yeah.
I don't. You want that level of respect from your kids. You want that level of respect from your wife. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm keeping myself up. Take care of you. Yeah. You expect the kids. What do you expect the kids to grow up to be like? There's a lot of things to that.
Well, and some guys are listening right now, and they've let themselves go. But the good news is that it's better late than never. Do something today. Now we're talking about physical shape, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
do
even
something
mental.
Today. Well, yeah, it's adjust your diet. Don't overhaul it. Just tweak it.
Yeah.
Do something with your diet, and then exercise regularly. Consistency is the key. It's not how much you lift. It's not even some of it's how long, but it's more of what you eat, how often you eat, the portions you eat, and just exercise them regularly. But the point is, do something now. Don't look at yourself in the mirror and say, it's over. Well, it's not over. I've seen guys drop 200 pounds, man. I've seen people drop 150 pounds. I dropped 25.
You want to talk about
7.5 weeks? You can do it.
Losing weight loss.
Yeah.
It's a gentleman. His name's David Goggins.
Mm.
You ever?
You told me about him the other day.
If you see pictures of him, at certain points of his life, he was out of shape.
Mm.
Totally out of shape. He was a Navy SEAL. Changed his life. He went through quite a few things in life.
Wanted to become a SEAL, and he ended up.
He's gone through so many changes. His book is amazing, and he's got just seeing his transformation through life.
Yeah,
getting in shape, getting out of shape, getting back in shape. Just his life, and it's amazing to see.
We'll
talk about drive.
We'll put a link. We'll put a link to that book. I'll look it up. And I'll put a link to that book below in the show notes below, so you can check it out. Anyway, go ahead.
He's an amazing. It falls into demanding respect, expecting respect, and wanting that respect stuff. But at the same time, having drive to get the respect.
Oh, you got to earn it.
You nothing in life is given to you.
No,
and so
his worth
drive
anything.
And going places. Now he's nuts. I mean, he holds like the record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours. He does all these extreme runs, like not like a marathon.
24 hours of pull-ups?
Oh, his hand, and he failed the first time, but then he's like, oh no, I'll get it. Came back, did it again.
Oh my gosh! Dude.
And he does these runs, nuts. The guy's nuts, but he requires, he calls it the accountability mirror. Look in the mirror at yourself. You look at yourself and you go, am I the man that I want to be today? And if you're not,
good question.
Then you need to do what you need to do to get yourself to that point. No one can do it but you. You have to make that decision.
Yeah.
No, Mom, nobody's coming to pat you on the bottom and go, get out of bed today. Time to get going. Let's go. No, you got to look in that mirror every morning and go, this is not who I want to be. I've been there. Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. I looked in the mirror and said, no, I'm not that person. I'm going the other way. Yeah. That's my choice.
100%. Same. There's one thing that you really hit on, I think is really important, we've got to touch on, is that you talked about wanting respect. You talked about having respect. Let's focus, like the rest of our time, on what it means to earn it, because you said nothing's given to you. And so I think sometimes initially when you first meet someone, there's a level of, I would call it common respect. In the Bible, it's called like common grace. Like God gives believers and unbelievers a level of grace. If not, he would have killed you already because of your sin, right? But he gives everybody what's called common grace. Believers and unbelievers. Common grace means that he's allowing you to breathe one more time. Everybody is able to breathe one more time, no matter where you are, what you believe, or any of that. It's called common grace. So I call this common respect. I have a common respect for all men, especially in our context, American men. I give you a level of respect right off the bat. Now, very quickly, you're either going to build on that or you are going to tear it down. I don't tear down people's respect. You are going to build up what I'm already giving you. That's that common courtesy of respect. Yep. You're either going to chip away at it or you're going to destroy it or you're going to build on it. Now, I think there are ebbs and flows when you get to know somebody and you're trying to respect them or deciding whether you're going to respect them more. It goes up and down because we're flawed. A man makes a mistake, you lose a little respect for him. But he comes out and he goes, you know what? I screwed up. I'm sorry. Oh, we build him back up again.
Back up.
Yeah, it goes right back up. Not because of the failure, but because of his response to that failure or whatever the mishap was. So with respect is not a thing without honesty.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Totally.
Would you agree with that?
Totally agree with that.
Like, could you respect somebody who wasn't honest?
No, of course not.
I mean, I think one of the things we do is we respect billionaires because they've made so much money. And while that's impressive, a lot of these guys made it dishonestly. So
Agreed.
I respect the fact that they're savvy and made money, but I completely disrespect the person. I don't respect the person at all because of how they went about doing it. They did it dishonestly. So there's layers to this thing. So many layers to respect, yet it's simple in my mind's eye. In order to have respect and to have great respect, not just common respect, in order to build respect, I think honesty is the key, because you can be a total screw up over and over and over again. It's the guys I don't respect are the guys who have screwed up over and over and over and over again in major ways. They keep making the same mistakes over and over again. We run men's groups. We see this every so often where a guy will make the same mistakes. We'll encourage him. He'll never make a change. He doesn't make a change. And he's on the upswing, then he makes the same mistake again. And he goes right back down in flames. Like, how am I supposed to respect that person? How? It's really difficult because they're good guys, but they're just not respect worthy as far as their choices.
They don't respect themselves.
Right.
Because by doing that kind of stuff, you're not respectful of yourself. We need to create that for ourselves. What do I want to be? We all got to want to, we should want to be better.
Yeah.
It's natural. It should be. Everybody wants to. When you win a game, you feel good.
Right.
Okay. When something goes your way, you feel good. That's you wanting to be better.
Yeah.
So now you should want to be better at everything you're doing.
Yeah. And on the journey to being better, you're going to fail along the way.
Oh, that's the only way you get better.
That's right.
Every failure is a success because you have to fail forward.
That's the key.
You
Fail
cannot
forward.
Sit there and when something goes bad, you just crawl in a hole and go, oh, it's over with.
Yeah.
No, you make a mistake, you see where your mistake was, and you move forward.
That's
you
right.
advance every time.
Yeah.
Every time. I have made monumental mistakes in my life. I have done things that I'm like, I'm ashamed of myself at points. Like, really, you look back and you're like, man, that was not a smart move. That was really dumb in a lot of things. But now I look at my life now and I see where I'm going and I go, oh, I would not be the man I am now without those failures.
Yeah.
When you talk about the men's groups and you see guys failing and you go, listen, I have made that mistake before.
Yeah.
And you can better this. You can, but you need to be smart about the decisions you make.
Yeah.
And they go, oh no, I got it. This is what I'm going to do. And you go,
and
it's not going to work out
exactly how
for
this
them.
is going to play out. Yeah.
You know it's not going to work. And you're like, okay. And you wait, and then it doesn't work out. And then they're like, man, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And you're like, I told you that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you just because I thought it was going to be bad. I told you that I made that same mistake. I told you that this is the repercussion of it. And look, it happened to you again.
Yeah.
You feel bad for them.
I think that one of the main reasons why guys do this and they end up being where nobody respects them, it's not because they're making mistakes. It's because they choose to lone wolf this whole thing. When in fact, we have each other. We have a brotherhood, which is why we're doing those men's groups, right? Okay.
Totally.
That Todd started, so we're doing this so that guys look, if you're a guy and you don't have friends, like real friends, not yes men, but guys who will tell you the truth, you have little to no hope of being anything more pretty much than what you already are. You can't do it. There's a ceiling for you when you run alone. We talk about prides of lions, right?
Yep.
You don't see a male lion wandering all by himself, and he's the king. You know why? Because the jackals and the hyenas, they'll take out a lion. They'll outnumber him. They'll look it up on YouTube. It happens.
Yeah.
Lions don't roll alone, and they're the king of the frickin' jungle.
It's dangerous.
It is. We need each other.
Life is dangerous. Everything out there is
when guys don't
looking to get you.
They just won't listen.
Maybe they need to fail forward. Maybe these failures that they're making are to propel them forward.
Well,
and maybe us seeing them fail is like, okay, it reassures us that we were like, okay, you're right. Okay, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I got through that.
Yeah.
And I hate seeing people fail, but seeing my life and the failures I've made and knowing it's made me better in my life, I needed it.
Would you agree with this statement? I heard this a long time ago. I adopted it too, and I just think that it's true. Failure is simply an opportunity. It is simply an opportunity to do something different, to do something better. That's what failure is. Without failure, there's no opportunity to do better because you're already better. Failure provides you an opportunity to grow. And, you're in the military, and I've been trying to lift weights and things like that. One of the things you have to do to build muscle when you're lifting weights is you have to push your muscles to what? Failure. Because they will not grow until you do. The muscles have to tear. And when they tear, new muscle fibers fill in where it was torn, and that's how they grow. And so I look at life's failures kind of the same way. Do you see it that way? That when you fail, if you fail forward, and the only way to fail forward is to have the right attitude about failure. If you have the wrong, like you already said it. You said it brilliantly. If you have the wrong idea of what failing is and the opportunity that it brings, then you're never going to grow. Nothing's going to happen to you except you're probably going to do it again, and you'll walk away from your failure carrying the embarrassment and shame around for God knows how long. But if you see it correctly, you see it as a chance to grow. You see it as a chance to innovate. You see those challenges as a chance to overcome. How do you not grow if you have that attitude?
So many people are looking at the negative. There's so much negative out there in this world right now. It's hard to find positive in things. I think a lot of people, because it's all over the TV. I was sitting there with my wife the other night watching TV, and it was like everything that was going on in this show was negative. Mm-hmm. And there was never a point where it was like, oh, look at the successes that this, and I really look at things differently in life now, and I look at things and I watch for these things. Like what, and I've started to watch a series of the show and a few of the whatever they call them, the different episodes.
Yeah.
You see the different episodes and you're like, it's the same negative over and over and over. And I was telling my wife, I'm like, do you see this? Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Nothing's positive about this. I'm like, maybe we just need to turn this off. We need to quit watching it because that's not where my life is. I don't.
Yeah.
But
well, everything we look at, everything we listen to, and I don't want to go too far with it, but it imprints us. It shapes us to a degree.
Totally.
So I remember I used to go to those fake wrestling, WWE.
Oh, boy.
Brother, what you gonna do, brother?
SmackDown. Oh, good Lord.
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. You like that
man.
stuff, Josh. Come on, you watched it. You watched wrestling.
It was really big when I was in the military. I remember the guys, SmackDown, they watched it every...
You can't see me.
Yeah, they thought it was great. No, I was...
Who's your favorite wrestler?
I wasn't into that as much.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Like
if you could drink a beer with a guy, which one would it be? Any wrestler in history. This has everything to do with Drive, by the way.
I would actually like to sit down with Brock Lesnar.
That guy's a beast.
I think I would like to just sit and talk with him. I've watched him go from WWE to UFC and back now. I think he's going back there.
He's in WWE still. He's wrestling.
But he seems like somebody I'd like to just sit down and talk with. Same like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
These kind of people that that guy has drive. You see what he does in his life, and people are like, do you realize that big of a guy cannot sustain that body mass and whatever?
With his lifestyle, he could.
Anything in life can be sustained if you want something bad enough.
Consistency.
What do you want? And
I got a Rock hat on right now.
We all see these people that are out there doing things, and we think that they're alone because you see, like you watch Instagram, YouTube, any of these things.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but anyway, you watch these things and you see what these people are accomplishing, and you only see them.
Yeah.
You don't see the people that are standing just outside the picture. How did somebody take that picture?
Who's
he got standing there holding that picture?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always that person that's holding that camera that's there with you.
Yeah, well, case in point.
He ain't standing there just holding it every minute just to wait to take the picture of you.
No.
It just happened to be a moment. They're like, we're going to get this. Boom. Put down the camera, back in the game.
Well, case in point, when you think of Chicago Bulls, who do you think of?
Oh,
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, yeah.
You don't think of Horace Grant.
Well.
You don't think of Dennis Rodman. I mean, maybe in the kind of the file cabinet in the back of your mind. Oh, yeah. Who was Jordan's teammates? Pippen, obviously. Yeah. Who was the point guard? Exactly. You know who the point guard was? The guy who brought up the ball and gave it to him.
Who was the center?
That's important. Bill Cartwright. Well, Luke Longley. Exactly. That's my point, though. Michael is the GOAT. There's no question about it in my mind. It's not even an argument. It's not even close.
Okay, hold on. Hang on.
Oh, no.
We got to get back on track because you and I are going to go down a whole nother path.
I only said that to say this, that the supporting cast, nobody remembers them, yet they're vital. The star is never the star without the supporting cast.
Just like your Pride Alliance.
That's right.
Somebody standing there next to him.
I think my wife.
You know what?
You.
It's funny.
It's you.
No, do not go there,
dude. It's you.
Not today.
It's you and Todd.
Don't play my petty little games. I'm not. Or yours. I'm not doing this. All the greatest people have somebody standing next to them.
Oh yeah.
I always tell my kids this too. None of us are as smart as all of us.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Because we all need to work together. The best people in the world have hired some of them. Oh, look at Elon Musk. He hires great people to fill in behind him with all the things that he doesn't want to deal with. He's a visionary, but he makes sure he has the best people in the world standing next to him.
Yeah.
You pick those people out in your life, friends, wives, just you.
Wives, plural, or are you Mormon?
Wife. No, I'm not. No. I'm just saying everybody picks their wives.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
That's
not
true.
just me. I picked my wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not be the man I am today without my wife.
Oh man.
She has made me the person I am.
Oh man. Same.
So, I mean,
like we're not even doing this podcast without our wives. I mean, maybe we would be, but we wouldn't have anything to offer.
Well, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation because I wouldn't be the person I am now.
Right.
I'd probably be dead right now if it wasn't for my wife.
Oh my gosh.
I was such a screw up.
Yeah.
She is such a better person than I am.
Yeah.
By far. But
I would agree with that.
There's times she has not respected me because I did not deserve it.
I
did not deserve
my
it.
My wife, oh my gosh. My wife is about 5'1", weighs nothing, and is a little stick of dynamite. She has more patience. I can't believe I'm alive right now after some of the things that I've put her through. Not like physically or something like that, but I mean just.
Oh, I agree with you.
I don't want to get into it.
We're both cut from the same cloth.
I don't want to get into it.
I'm telling you, we're both cut from the same cloth on that. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you look at my life, it's like a ball of fire. And then you look at hers and it's like this calm, trickling stream of life that she just keeps right. And she.
So let's go full circle. What drives you then? When you wake up in the morning, what drives you to be your very best, to do your very best, like I said, to be your very best for God, country, wife, children, etc. What is it inside of you? What is that it factor? What is that? Like, what is it that's driving you? Like, I can't quite define it with words. It's kind of like the it factor. That's why they call it the it factor, because nobody knows what it is.
I'm going to say some things you're probably going to be, you may or may not be shocked by.
Oh, okay.
When I was younger.
It's exclusive right here on the grid.
When I was younger, I just knew I was, like, I had a feeling, like I feel a certain way that I have this drive inside you that you're like, I can do almost anything. There's nothing that can stop me in this world. I'm like, whatever happens, I will always be okay. Yeah. And things will always I will end up on the right side of things. You just have that deep down feeling. Then I went from a youth in the high school, you graduate, go in the Marine Corps, and while being there, you learn how to create situations that you will always come out on top of. And you will always drive. They create an additional drive inside of you that's like nothing will stop you. There's nothing in this world that can stop you. And you're like, oh, that's all I needed.
Okay.
All I need is a second level.
I got to stop you there. How did they develop that? How did they instill that so that it could be developed? Like, what did they do to change your mind to make you believe that? Because even though you may have had that on the inside, it wasn't honed in, right? They had to be,
it. Yeah. It's like a sword. They sharpen it.
How did they sharpen it?
Well,
because this might help some guys.
When I went in the Marine Corps,
without enlisting,
my dad was a hard person. My dad was a tough guy. Like, I mean, he was. I'm not going to say he wasn't nice, but he wasn't going to be easy on anybody. Yeah. And I knew that about him. He demanded respect of everything. Okay, so he had his drive in his life and expected it. And then. So when I went in the Marine Corps, they break you down. They tear you down to nothing. They make you believe you are nothing. That's why they make you talk in third person. That's why they break you down to you're nobody.
Yeah.
And then they bring you back up. They're like, and then they start feeding it. Like, oh, and then they give you a little success, and then you start creating it. But the whole time every time you're down there doing push-ups, and they're yelling at you, telling you you're a total piece, and they're putting their foot on your head and pushing it down onto the ground, holding you, not letting you up. No, you're not going to get it. I remember having just piles of sweat, and one drip of sweat fell outside of the hands. Oh, they were so mad at me.
Yeah.
And there were things that went on that they wanted to tear you down.
Yeah.
But then they start feeding it, and they feed it, and they feed it, and they feed it, and you go through the time of there, and they just bring you your failures.
Yeah.
Become your successes, and you fail forward through it. But it's a forced failure because they force the failure.
Yeah,
they put stresses on you and things to you, and they force that level of down, and then just bring you back up to something. And that's sorry to all the other forces out there. I'm sorry. The Marine Corps is hands down. There's great portions. So you can go like, oh, the Army has the Rangers. And then the Navy has the Navy SEALs, and they're all good, like individually.
Yeah, right.
But the Marine Corps, the whole group of them are good.
Yeah.
That's why they're first in, last out.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I heard. I've heard that from a lot of guys.
It's not. I mean, you can call it ego. You can call it whatever you want. I mean, when you go to during the war, Second World War, they were deathly afraid of the Marines. They were the First War. You
guys are psychos.
Afraid. And that's okay. They're like, oh, they're crayon eaters. Now I hear they're crayon eaters and all these other stuff. I'm like, okay. What? It's because we're just crazier than you are. Yeah. We're willing to do things that other people aren't.
Yeah.
And you'll risk everything in life to have that win.
Well,
they force that. They don't force it, but they just instill it. But they've honed it over 200 and some years. They make you.
Yeah. Well, that's my point, though. That attitude is developed through failure.
Yep.
Not through success or positive talk, through personal and deep failure is where winners come out of, where greatness comes out of. Greatness never comes out of the suburbs. It just doesn't. And people who are wealthy, as well as people who are poor, pain is relative. And so everybody has pain. I believe that 99% of life is not what happens to you, but how you react to what happens to you.
Totally.
And can you imagine someone going to boot camp, coming out with your attitude, but there were no drill instructors? They went in as a group. They had no leadership. They had no direction. They had no accountability. They showed up to boot camp for 16 weeks? Is that about right?
It was 3 months.
Marine Corps 3 months. Okay. 12 weeks-ish. And they come out Marines. Can you imagine that happening with no leadership and no accountability, no regimen, no failure, no breaking you down? What would those guys come out like?
They'd be the Air Force.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've seen it.
We're going to get mail.
I'm good on it. Hey,
subscribers are dropping like flies.
Hey, I'm sorry. Yes, the question.
I thought you were going to say the National Guard.
No. I know. I can't do that.
Do they even go through basic training?
They
in the
do.
National Guard? Do they?
They do. They have to go through.
My best friend in high school was in the Air Force. You know why he chose it?
What? Because it's easiest?
They had the easiest basic training. He was like, where do I
Jesus.
have to run the least? Because he was kind of round. And so he's like, I don't want to run. And he was stuck in Mountain Home, Idaho forever.
It's funny you say that, because when I was a friend of mine had joined the Marine Corps, or he was hadn't gone to basic training, but he was in high school. He was like, okay, I'm going to go down, and he signs up. And I'm like, shoot, I think I might want to do this. Because my dad, when I was a kid, when I was getting ready to graduate, he says, you only got a few choices in life. You're coming up, kid. Just so you know, you're going to either go to college, you're going to go get a freaking job, or you're getting out of my house, and you're going to figure out what you're going to do. And I was like, oh man, how am I going to do this? Yeah. And then I found out my buddy was like, oh, I joined the Marine Corps. I'm like, oh yeah. Went home. Hey, Dad.
Jackpot.
Guess what? I got an idea. I got option D.
Option D.
I'm out.
What did he think about that?
Oh, at the time he was like,
he okay with
of
it?
course, whatever. I mean, at the time, I'm sure he was like, well, he didn't really say too much. My mom was, and I called my mom and I'm like, hey, I need you to come down here and sign these papers. For what? Well, I was 17 at the time. I was like, I need you to sign this paper so I can get in.
Yeah.
Oh, she was like, you're not. I'm like, what? I'm like, you really you sure about this? Well, my grandfather was a Marine. Okay. So to me, it was like,
oh, so that softens the blow a little bit, right?
It was. It
legacy.
It helped a little bit for us and for myself. And so it was cool with it. But my dad was okay with it. He left, and it did make me better. I was a screw up in high school. I was lucky I graduated. But
same.
Hey, it is what it is. But
I graduated with straight D's. I think I had an A in basketball, and I had a C and like 4 D's. It's terrible.
But it goes back to that inner thing that I always knew I was kind of going to do something, or I was going to go places or whatever, that inner drive. Yeah. My mom used to always tell me, because I didn't get good grades.
Yeah.
But when I wanted something, I could.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be able to drive. They're like, hey, you got to have a 3.0. Immediately, boom, there's 3.0.
Yep.
And it was like, oh. And my mom's like, it's always.
But you had to want it, right?
I needed to want it, but I didn't want high school. To me, it was like, this is a waste of my time.
Same.
What am I doing? Okay, where am I?
I had all the potential to make the grades I wanted. I was just bored. It's not because I was smarter. I was bored with the curriculum. I just didn't want to. Yeah,
but I look at you now and I go, you got your stuff together. You have a good family, a good life. I mean, your things are going good for you.
So I barely graduated high school. I ended up with a master's degree because I wanted it.
Yeah.
If I want it, I'm going to go get it. I wanted to play college basketball. I did it. I wanted to play semi-pro football. I'd never played football before. Went out and tried out for Oklahoma City. Made it. Wanted to do pro wrestling, the fake stuff.
Oh, for sweet Lord.
Okay, you don't know this about me.
Oh, this is all new. Like, really?
This is new.
Could I have been looking at Jamie Worley, the wrestling champion?
Yeah, no, it was on local television in Oklahoma City.
Did you make it?
Really local.
Did you make it?
I did.
Were you on TV?
I was on local television a couple times.
Oh, good Lord.
I was brand new, and I hit the Oklahoma kid with a chair. And anyway, I hit him too hard, and I got scared because I knew he was going to probably kill me in the locker room. So I just ran out and left. They never saw me again.
Now that's a good story.
Okay. Anyway,
so let's get back to
what
I was talking about earlier. Let's get all this knocked out.
If you want it, you gotta want it.
So you do got to want things. But my mom had always told me, Josh, it's in there. You've got it in you.
Yeah.
But and I know you're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. This stuff will all pan out. And it did, and it has. I'd say
yeah, you did good.
You see what?
You ended up
sometimes
pretty good.
I wonder.
I mean, I like you.
Oh, dude.
I mean, that's not saying a
That's
whole lot.
all I ever needed. That's all I needed. Jamie.
I know.
Wow, I feel so lucky.
And how old are you now? And you've just discovered what you've always needed, is you've needed me. And so it's good to be the center point of your life.
Good Lord, we're not.
You know, if more of you guys out there need a hero in your life, it's right here. I'll be that guy for you. Let's give some guys some answers, some real answers here that will actually help.
I get so far off track with you.
It's your fault. I'm really trying to keep things together. And you're bringing up Marines and Air Force.
It's not my fault that the Air Force is in their position.
You know what?
Got to have more drive.
I couldn't tell you anything
Some of them
about
do.
that.
Some of them, I can't tell them they don't have drive. Because
they have the drive not to go to.
Well, they don't have PT. They don't get.
I know. That's what he said. Though. They don't have any physical training.
Oh man, it's horrible.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I was involved in tanks. We're gonna. Dude, I'm a storytelling mofo.
What is this?
So I was with tank.
What does that have to do with drive? You drive a tank?
But
Is that
we were out PTing, out running.
Yeah.
Well, you're on an Army base, so they didn't have enough Marines at the time to support the kids that were there that trained to be tank mechanics. So they bring in this Army guy, and he's like, he comes out in front of everybody. Hey, I'm gonna go running this morning. Oh, we ran him into the ground.
Really?
Into the ground. This guy, he tried so hard. He was like,
he got a quarter mile. He was like, hey, wait up.
We were in Kentucky, Fort Knox, and it was cold. Oh man, it was so cold in the winter there.
Kentucky gets cold.
It was cold, and we're out running, and all of us are like, all right, well, let's go.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. He's trying to be so strong. Yeah. Anyway,
let's give some guys some answers.
Answers.
Yeah.
You know what?
We're talking to a guy who has no drive.
Got to have
feels
drive.
Disrespected at home. Maybe he has respect at home, but there's just something missing inside. He can't seem to get motivated to do anything. He's got all these different feelings about different things, and so it's just dragging him down. Josh, and I already kind of know what you're going to say. What would you tell this guy to do with his feelings?
Oh, hang on. Throw something at you. Here's what I think your feelings. Hey. Like that's what I think your feelings. Here's your feelings right out the window.
Yeah.
No, you can't. It's not emotional. You got to.
Everybody's got to stop putting feelings in it. Josh, they are powerful. They can drain you.
Look in the mirror. Are you what you want yourself to be?
All right. Let me be the guy who's struggling. No, I am not what I need to be. Now
are you
what?
Broken? Like what's wrong with you? Why can't you be? What is stopping you from being
I want to. I just
get off and get up and start doing something. Honestly, it goes back to you have to want it. You know what? If you don't want it in life, you're going to just fall into that hole. Mm-hmm. You have to have drive.
Yep.
You have to have respect for yourself. Get up off your couch and go do something.
Can I give you a formula that goes right along with what you just said?
Let's hear it.
Drive plus laziness equals nothing. You can have the drive, but if you're lazy, shut up. Stop complaining. Stop complaining about your disrespect. Stop complaining about everything. If you're not willing to set your feelings aside and get stuff done, go do it no matter what you feel. If your feelings are bigger than your want, you will not do anything. My dad used to tell me something all the time. He's a Navy guy. You okay with that? You okay with Navy, UDT, underwater demolition guys that blow stuff up? You okay with those guys?
Was he a seaman?
You are going to meet my dad. You better be.
I look forward to meeting him.
Very careful about what you say.
It
wasn't the Air Force, pal.
We were a department of the Navy. That's
I know.
The Marine Corps. It's a department of.
The Navy carried those guys to where they needed to go a lot of times. Right?
You know what Marine stands for?
Oh, no.
My ass rides in Navy equipment, sir.
Is it really?
That's a joke. That's what
That's
you got to have something. They got to have somewhere to get us around.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we?
Your dad.
Oh, yeah.
Telling you.
Yeah. So, no, it was before that.
Dad was going.
Man, this is
the
danger of having you on the podcast with me. When I'm here by myself, it's not like this.
Stay on track like you
I'm
believe.
on track when I'm all by myself.
I'm not gonna. I just rabbit hole.
I'm gonna fail forward. I'm gonna fail forward right now.
Well, you wanted to talk about your dad, and you were talking about him.
My dad is the greatest guy on earth.
The keys to things.
He is the greatest guy.
He was giving you the keys to things, and he was going to tell you something. He was.
Yeah. Got it. Thank you. You spark member. My dad would hold out both of his hands. He said,
"Oh,
wish in one hand, and what in the other." I don't really want to say it. But he says, "Crap in the other."
Leave a little pile in the other one.
Which one?
Gonna fill up first.
Which one will fill up first?
Yep. I think every parent tells their kids that.
Yeah, in some form or fashion.
Or every dad tells their son that.
Yeah. Well, it's a good lesson because you can wish for something, but if you don't put in the work, you're just going to have an empty hand always. So, I think that the guy who's struggling with getting anything done, he's struggling with respect, he's struggling with drive. And it's really hard because honestly, there was a period where I was that guy where I wanted good things, but I was so beat up as a man. I was so destroyed, kind of like in boot camp. And we'll go through the things I went through in other podcasts and through the stories and stuff like that. But I was down to a number. I did not even have a name anymore. So it was a lot like the military in certain ways, right? Not exactly, but in certain ways.
Similars.
And I was crushed down to, you are nothing. You are 1606-3217, period. I will never forget that number because that's all I was. And I didn't have somebody to encourage me to build and instill back into me those things that you're talking about the military does to make great alpha warrior men who love their wives, care for their children, and care for their country. They don't make guys like that anymore because people run from pain instead of embracing it. If you embrace your pain, you can become great. But it's a process, and you have to be patient with it and be willing to sit on the frying pan as long as need be. I didn't have that installation. I didn't have that somebody holding me accountable. The only thing that I had was a Bible to do that. And so if you're out there and you don't have anybody building you up, number one, you need a group of men that you can connect with, right? You need a group of men that you can connect with, some guys that you can bounce stuff off of, stop walking alone. And if you're alone and you don't have somebody to
hold you accountable
and all that, dude, pick up your Bible and don't give me any business. Oh, it's the Bible. Shut up. You're only saying that because you've never actually read it. You've never actually read it. If you had and followed what it says, you wouldn't be in the mental place you're in now. I assure you, it is life-changing. Changed my life completely.
Yeah. A few minutes ago.
Soapbox, done. Oh, I just dropped the mic and nobody saw it.
Dunk, gone.
Yeah, that's right. Period. There's no excuses.
A little bit back
None.
in our conversation.
Yeah.
I was telling you that you might be surprised at what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, no. Are you coming out?
It's that drive. No. Well, I'll tell you something. Okay. Sure, right. You're going to get it. But we're talking about that drive from inside.
Yeah.
And how we, go through life and progress. And
absolutely.
I have learned now that drive inside me was not, I thought it was me all along. And then through my life, I have now learned it wasn't me. It was someone in there just poking.
Do you have a name for that someone? Or what?
God was in there the whole time
poking
at me. Josh, you got this. You got this. You got this. And you're like, I'll be honest with you, for the longest time in my life, I believed it was me. The reason I get up every morning, the reason I have drive is because of me.
Yeah.
I do this. I'm the one that's driving this ship.
Self-made man.
I got this. Every day. Get up, you look in the mirror, that's me.
Bootstraps. Yep.
That's me. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, hang on. My life has changed. And I've come to some realizations in my life that it's like, oh, no. Yeah. There's somebody else back there doing this. And he drops little nuggets along the way that you're going, oh, look. Hey, what's that? Hey, I'm going to make this adjustment in my life. Mm-hmm. A mistake happens and you're like, oh, man, you got this.
Yeah.
Look to the next one. Where's that other one?
Yeah.
God just keeps laying out these little pebbles along your life. But you do have to look in that mirror and go look at inside you and go, who am I?
Yeah.
And then but that drive, that burning drive inside you, you have to light the flame a little bit.
Yeah.
Get things moving.
It's a pilot light for some guys.
It is.
Some guys, it's an inferno.
But once I learned that it wasn't you, that it's like you, because I really wanted to believe it was me that had all this drive, that had all this stuff. And it was like, well, no, he's in there, and you have a purpose. He's not giving you that purpose, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe you could better explain it to me. You obviously would. But it's I believe that he keeps that fire kind of going inside you and pushes me to be better. And like when those failures happen, I'm like, he's just teaching me something.
Yeah.
Josh, you weren't listening.
Yeah.
Little spank here. Hey.
And if you're honest, you're able to see the lesson in it. But you have to be honest.
You have to be open with the thought in your mind that all these things that are happening in this world are not yours. Other people are. God is putting it. Ooh, hey, playing.
Why do you think it's so hard for? Why do you think it's so hard for guys to accept the fact that there's a loving God out there, this magnificent intelligence that's just moving the pieces around, not only for your behalf but for the people around you? Because not all the bad things that happen to you or the good things that happen to you are really all about you.
No.
We are all so interconnected. We can't possibly see how. You've seen the movie The Butterfly Effect? If you haven't, oh my God.
I have. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Every success and every failure affects, I think statistics say that every success or failure in your life affects around 150 people nearly immediately. It's like, what? You can't possibly see that plan. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but why do you think it's so hard for people to, especially guys, to accept the fact that there's a God and that he's moving pieces around? I have my own theory, but I mean, like, what was so hard before you believed in God, before you surrendered to him? What was so hard? Why was that like a negative idea? Was it a negative idea for you, or did you just kind of ignore it, or did you buck against it? What?
First, I'm going to apologize because I'm dragging us down another rabbit hole. Just so you know, I don't want to get off track for you. No. I'm not saying where I'm going. I'm saying where I've taken us, kind of.
This should be called the Rabbit Hole Podcast. So
I have to apologize. I have to apologize. But
your phone went off. I saw it.
Shh. You didn't see anything.
Josh is flawed. I'm perfect.
You didn't see anything.
And he was late today.
Oh, good Lord. Yes, I was.
All right, let's get on.
Okay, back to it.
Yeah, back to it.
Your question again. What was so hard about it?
Yeah, like, no, not so hard about it, but like what kept you from really adopting that idea, that not just the idea, but the belief really that
there's a God
out there and I need to be aware of that and operate according to it. Not, it's just kind of a side note. Maybe there is, maybe like.
Do you want the story behind it, or do you want the Cliff Notes?
No, because we're almost
Cliff
done.
Notes version.
Yeah, just the Cliff Notes. We'll get into the major story later. I want to hear the whole thing.
I experienced things in my life that made me. My grandma used to take me to church when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but I didn't understand it. Yeah. I think you're at a point. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone has to experience it at their own point in life.
Yeah.
People had. I would meet people that were religious.
Yeah.
And they would be like, "Hey, you need to believe in Jesus Christ." And I'm like, "Huh?" Like, listen, I'm the captain of this ship. Appreciate your thought process. I don't need him or you, and I got this. I'm going to do this. But then my whole life has really changed. And then you come to a point where you're like, and you meet people. I would say it's connections, people that I've met and grown with that go, "Hey, here's some info," and they feed you a little bit. And but I had to get to a point in my life where I was willing to even accept the thought of it.
Right.
Because for the longest time I was like, no, we're not even, dude, anybody that is, I don't even want to talk to you. I'm not even interested in what you got to tell me. Appreciate it. Shut the door. Thanks a lot. But now you have to reach a point in your life where you're like, you see things and meet people and experience things that you're like, oh, okay, well, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't know. The little bit that I've been into the Bible, my understanding of it is everyone has to come to that little bit of a point.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that, from my understanding, there's only really two people that really knew who were coming from it? God, who created it all, spoke out everything.
Yeah.
And Jesus, who knew where he was going and what was coming on. Other than that, every single person that I've read about seems like who spoke to them? Somebody told them.
Yeah.
God says, hey, Moses, listen, this is how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Hey, and all these people start to talk about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so nobody knew what was going on.
Right.
Until
but they
were
had
told.
choices. But they had choices. They could either
They
do
did.
what he said or they could do their own thing.
They did. Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Hey, free will. You got to have
Yeah.
it. You know what? Now, he's going to let you make your failures on your own.
Yep.
Now, you have to choose. Now, those failures can hurt.
Yeah.
It's the little slap. Hey, you're going the wrong way.
Right.
Shouldn't have done that. That apple, bad idea.
Yep.
You're going to have it. It's yours. But you know what? Just telling you, leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I want it.
Yeah.
That wasn't such a good idea. Everybody gone. Start over.
Either way, you got to want it.
Reboot. Off again. But, oh boy. I was just going in a whole nother boy.
No, it's okay. No, you hit a point because you said earlier, you got to want it.
You do got to
If you want respect, you got to want it. If you want success, you got to want it.
Yep.
If you want change in your life, you got to want it. You can't just cry about your failures. Do you really want anything to change? And that's why God gifts us, and I say yes, gifts us with the opportunity to fail, because when we do, we want to do better. We don't want that again. And if you didn't want that again, then you might do something different, because if you do the same thing over and over again and continue to get the same results, what do we call that?
Definition of insanity.
That's right. Failure, in my view, in pain, I would add pain too. Pain is a gift from God if you look at pain and failure the right way. If you look at pain and failure his way, then what they're opportunities for you to not only recognize what you've done wrong, but recognize what you need to do right.
This is why I enjoy talking with you. You give me insight onto things. It's like reading Proverbs.
Oh, yeah.
Try reading Proverbs a lot. They give you the negative and the positive.
Yeah.
You do this can happen. Next one, but if you do this can happen.
That's right.
It's everything in life is
full
choices.
of wisdom.
You got 31 of them you can choose from.
That's right. One for every day.
One
That's
for every
what we
day.
do, right?
Now, they're long.
Yeah.
You got a lot there. There's a lot of
Yeah.
data there.
There is.
But you have to be able to take it in.
Yeah.
Read it every day.
Yeah.
Read your things. And encouraging men to just get up and do. You got to start somewhere. I have a friend who's going through some hard times, and I just encourage him you got to keep moving.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
Keep moving.
Get up every day. Make your bed.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell so many people that. There's that one,
one
video
speech
of that guy who gets up there and
man.
talks. Make your
it's so
bed.
great.
And you do. The military, every day, you make your bed. When you were in the experiences that you've had, did you have to get up and make your bed every day in there?
Oh, you better.
Exactly.
You could end up in solitary confinement if you don't. They don't play around with it.
But
you will make your bed every single day before breakfast.
But that starts the day.
Yeah.
Get up every morning, make your bed. You accomplished one thing.
Yeah.
Look at that accomplishment and move from that.
Starts the
progress.
ball rolling, snowballs from there.
Get up every morning.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Personally, me, read your Proverbs.
Yeah.
You get one every day. Go through them all.
Pretty simple.
Pretty soon, when you're into the second month of it, you're start remembering.
Yeah.
Oh.
Repetition.
But it gives you that drive to get to the next day.
Right.
To get to the next day. To get
Right.
to the next day. And you got to keep moving forward. And then pretty soon that ball starts rolling. And that snowball starts getting bigger and you're getting better at it.
Yep.
Every day. That drive starts building in you.
Yeah.
And that respect for yourself starts being created.
Yeah.
Then when you respect yourself, then all of a sudden everything starts moving forward.
It does. It does. Good things start to happen. And even when they don't and challenging things continue, you're far more well equipped to deal with them than you were a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got a week in of setting your feelings aside. I'm not saying bury them. You set your feelings aside and they don't affect the mental decisions that you make. Your feelings cannot. I talked to my daughter. I got a 16-year-old daughter. I just talked to her about this the other day. I said, you cannot let your emotions affect the mental, logical decisions that you need to make. Your emotions will lead you astray. Your emotions will lead you to be too soft with your decision or too hard with your decision. What is best for you and what's best for everybody? You have to logically, with your intellect, think through these things. without emotions swaying a good decision. Emotions will take a good decision and make it a bad one. They can.
I agree with you 100%. That's where a dad,
yeah,
I will say men,
yeah,
have a lot less emotion to things.
Most of them, yeah.
Most
we're just wired that way.
Okay, most men,
yeah,
if I can say that,
yeah, you can.
Have a less emotional view of things.
Yeah,
I mean, I can go through things and it's cut and dry. Here's what it is. My wife thinks of things like, boy, that didn't make me feel good. Hold on. No, your feeling about it didn't solve the problem. Okay. Yeah. But
they're not wrong.
No. It's an emotion. She's feeling that way. She legitimately feels that way. But I don't have that in me.
Right.
But there has to be some balance. That's what the wife's created in us. Yeah. I believe. But you have to look at things like you're telling your daughter. You have to have that man to say, listen, I get it. Mm-hmm. Here's another way of looking at things. And you have to there has to be separated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your feelings going to solve the problem?
No.
Okay. Your actions will solve the problem.
The feelings are valid, but they're not going to solve the problem.
Not going to solve the problem.
You know.
So when we talk to men in the group, this situation's going really bad, and I love this girl, and stop. Yeah. How is she acting? Well, if she's causing you pain, then does she really love you?
Yeah.
And you have to delineate that. You got to separate that out. Go
ahead. Yeah. And it's best that you don't do that alone.
No.
That's why we run together. And so let's come full circle as we kind of tie this up here at the end. And in the end, if you're out there and you're lacking drive as a man and you're feeling disrespected, maybe you are being disrespected. In the end, what you've got to understand is this. And one of the reasons Josh and I are on here is we really want to not be insensitive, but we do want to be the voices and the faces that get into your face and tell you the truth. We would be doing everyone out there a disservice if we didn't give them the truth. Do you agree?
Oh, I agree 100%.
So here's the truth of the matters. Whatever you're feeling right now and feeling sorry for yourself, you're being a loser because you're letting your feelings dictate every single thing you think about yourself, every single effort that you make or don't make. You are being a loser. And Josh and I both know that you're not a loser. You are not designed by God to be a loser.
No way.
You are designed for greatness. Now, maybe greatness for you is simply this, being a good husband and being a good dad. Maybe you're single and you don't have any kids. Maybe greatness for you is simply this, being a good man on the inside so that you can be a better man in this country or at your job.
So if you can look at yourself every day and realize that you're better today than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's every day.
Yeah.
And that's how you can grow from that.
Yeah.
Is every day looking at yourself going, hey, I made some mistakes today.
Yeah.
I'm going to be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when you wake up tomorrow morning, go, okay, today, I'm not going to make the same mistakes I did yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow my failures to be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let my successes be who I'm going to be. And today I'm going to succeed in these things.
Yeah.
It's every day.
Well, also, and it's just like losing weight. Sometimes you're working you're working really hard and you look in the mirror and you don't see any change. And you don't feel there's any change because you don't see that there's any change. Listen, that is a lie. Things are changing. These things are a process. It takes time. There is change because you got up and you did something about it yesterday, and you're going to get up and do something about it today. That is worthy of praise and change and encouragement. You may not see the change yet, but you know what? If you plant a seed out in the garden and you water it for a week and you go out there and nothing has popped up out of the soil, does that mean nothing's happening? Something's happening. You just can't see it. In due time, your efforts will pay off because hard work always pays off. Always, eventually, always pays off. So get out of your feelings. Experience them, let them come, let them go. But get a piece of paper, write down what you want to become. Not what you want to do, what you want to become. Because when you know who you are, then you will know what to do. Stop trying to figure out what to do first so that you can discover who you are. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. You have to discover who you are, and then you will know what to do. Then you will find your drive. But you got to know who you are. Stop looking in the mirror and just being so hard on yourself. Oh, I'm just a piece of trash, or I'm just fat, or you got to get rid of those voices that you're hearing. And you have to believe. Even if nobody else does, you've got to believe who. And how do you know who you are? How do you know who you are? Well, Josh brought it up. Pull out your Proverbs. There's one for every day. There's 31 Proverbs in the Bible. It's right after Psalms. Read one for whatever date. What's the date today? It's the 18th. Read Proverbs 18 today. You are going to discover who you are. You have to believe what God says about who you are because he's the one who created you. You didn't create yourself. Let him tell you who you are. Adopt that and don't ever look back, regardless how you feel. You agree with that?
I totally agree.
And it's hard, though. It's really hard to do that.
But I think after you're training your mind. And if you think negatively, you're going to continue this cycle. But if you look at yourself every morning and go, hey, I'm better today than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
You'll, over time, build that. And you're not, when your feelings you can't see. I think you've told me this.
Yeah.
You can't see feelings.
No, can't see them.
So it's what you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Am I better today than I was yesterday? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Have I made good decisions today? Yes, I have. Am I going to be better tomorrow? Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Next.
And, kind of the other thing is this too, right alongside of that is if you are defining yourself, then you're only going to go so far because you have defined yourself and misdefined yourself time and time and time again, which is why you feel the way you do. Why not give it a shot? Listen to what God says you are, who he says you are. Let God define you because I'll tell you what, as many times as we've defined ourselves over and over again, and how has that worked? Well, that's why we're in a bad situation, usually in the first place, because we're the ones determining everything like what you said.
Yep.
We've defined ourselves and misdefined ourselves over and over again. We don't even know who we are. Did you know that God's view of who you are and how he's defined you has never changed since the moment he spoke it? Now that is something I can stand on, something that never changes. That's something I can be strong with,
It's like you always mention sometimes with me is remember that you're the one that survived.
That's right.
The one that survived.
There were 2 million swimmers heading for that egg. Michael Phelps has nothing on you, Josh Hawks. You broke on through like the Doors right to the other side.
Oh, boy.
Break on through to the other side.
Listen to you go. All right.
And there, 9 months later is what we end up with right here. Woo! 9 months later.
Bloop. Here we are.
Yeah, we have derailed.
Oh, boy.
Hey, thank you for joining us on the Grit podcast. They're over there, Josh. That camera right there. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us on the Grit podcast. Be driven. Give yourself a little bit of grace, but don't be so easy on yourself. Be hard on yourself. Go do something with your life.
Do it.
You got anything else?
Get after it.
All right, man. We'll see you guys next time.